So yeah, this is just going to be a quick video on swapping out this standard unit, CD thing with a cubby hole, for an Amazon special Carplay, wireless Carplay unit. It's got a gloss finish and there's also holes for heated seats, which mine doesn't have, so I'll be interested to see how that looks, but yeah, I'm just going to get to it. That's not strong enough, is it? This did come with tools, actually. Came with tools and everything to do the job, so hoping it won't be too bad, but said that before. There was a Parrot kit on this, so I'm going to have to get that out as well. Just a bit of extra wiring to play with. It even comes with a screwdriver, which I'm betting is wrong. Yes, it is, because it's Torx. 2 seconds. Okay, so these ones are T20. I imagine this is hooked under the radio as well. If there's aftermarket stuff in here, I bet there's a bit wedged in here as well, so let's find out. Together. I also need to know if it needs an ignition live or not. Oh, it's, yeah, basically part of it. Okay, let's just do this the easy way. Unplug. Oh, it's ISO. Okay, fair enough. That will help. It does have some fibre optic in here, of course, which is this orange. Oh, you can't really see it from there. Let me bring you in. This orange one here will be your fibre optic. There's a box in there, I believe, for coding that out. I don't know what you'd say about doing that, but okay. Old unit is now out. Let's get the Parrot system out if we can, because there's going to be a lot of shit in here we're never going to use again. That looks like what I would say is car radio, 12-volt ignition. Oh, that's good. So we have got an ignition live already someone's found for us, which is ace. Quite a lot of the time I'll say just leave all the wiring in here, but when it's a Parrot system, there's going to be so much behind here, and if I can get rid, it's ideal, but if not, sod it. No, I can't. Okay, right, that's decided then. I'm not going to install the rear view camera today. There's some USBs in here and everything. Thing is, this thing's quite easy to pull in and out once it's in, so I'm kind of tempted just to leave a lot of that out. What we got here then? So this is a quad. Interesting, so we've got some shit going on here, haven't we? Okay, so the radio uses this sort of connector, which is quite familiar with like Sony, Alpine, Kenwood. I think Kenwood and Sony the same, or Alpine and Kenwood the same. Anyway, uses one of them by the looks of it. Yeah, and then you've got a load more on here, which there's the power one there, and then you've got all these white ones which have the different functions on here. So yeah, I might need to have a look a bit deeper. We've got that there, which goes into this, and then we've got this extra quad block, which I'm not entirely sure why we've got that extra quad block. Now this is all about using the system, it's not actually how to install it, although they do give you the tools to. So it might be that I do try and find where the fitters have hidden the big blue box, as it's known, the Parrot box. I think I just found it, and it is quite wedged. My goodness, there it is. So that is your Parrot Bluetooth box. This is now sort of surplus to requirements. So that's a lot of wiring that I can just jib off. Now, that's gone. We have got a nice ignition live there, so I'm going to keep that. And then, what else have we got? We've got an extra ground, which is Okay, that's fine. Let's move that to there. I might need to leave that. There's a lot of wiring here that's going to be for things like, that's for the audio mic, which is up there. I might reuse this one instead of routing another one. And then we've got things like, that's for your screen. If you're wondering how I know how to do this stuff, I used to work for Halfords when I was a kid, so don't hate me. And then on this, do we have a FACRA adapter on here, or is that in here? Oh, there it is. This is your type of aerial, it's called a FACRA. It's like weird 20 coax. This just adapts it to be what the radio understands, old school style, male. What else have we got? There was a canvas defeat box in here somewhere, I think. Is it in there? Oh, let's put that on top there for now. That's the review cam. Ah, there you go. This is a box which is to do with, it says on there I think, CAN bus decoder, so that will do some work for us for sure, wherever the fuck that plugs in. They are labelled, to be fair. Key, they're just called key. Great. It's ignition. Okay. That. Okay, right. I need to look at this wiring a bit more, don't I? Because I bet this is more complicated than I'm making out. Why? Because fuck you, that's why. Right, so we have this. I'm tempted just to plug it in and have a look, but my key is elsewhere. Because I'm a donkey, it's in my unit, I need to go grab it. Did I not pick that up? Oh, okay, let's just plug this in for now and see if I get 9,000 errors. It might not mind having a fibre optic loop in this. I don't know how deep the fibre optics go. Sometimes you need a defeat system, sometimes you can just jib them off, but which way around do you go, if at all? Oh no, that's male to male, that's not doing anything, is it? So that's just ISO, which is one speakers, one's power. There's one, oh no, it is female to male. What's going here? It does, I'm just being a fucking idiot, I think. I think it's just a bit tight. Oh yeah, it's a bit, plastic's shrunk a bit. There you go, that's in. And then, guessing the CAN bus decoder like that. I'm going to get my keys. So the big thing I don't want is this to stay on when I am not in vehicle, as it were, which we're about to find out if it will. So what's good is all these plugs, the white ones, they only go in one way, so you can't really get them wrong, he says. So that's a bit tight, isn't it? Yes. When I say you can't get them wrong, they're just the right size for each plug. So in theory, I suppose you could, but I'm not plugging in the GPS antenna yet. Do I even need the radio? Yeah, actually, having the radio is good because I can test the memory then. And then power. Just rest that there. We have nothing so far. That's actually good because I want it to come on when I switch the ignition. Maybe it needs an initial boot up or something. Power. It's all in. CAN bus defeat thing. To start the engine. Ah, there we go. Let's mute that. That's the engine on. We've got all that in there. Now, if I turn it off, it goes off. Sorry, I just realised my arm's really in the way. So let's go fully on. It's remembered that. Mint, okay. So now I've tested it. It seems to work. There's no warning lights or anything like that. So yeah, that was it really. What I'll do is I'll finish off the install and then I'll just show you what it looks like afterwards, because I think it's going to look a bit weird in here, but a little bit better than, you know, when you get a smaller double din touchscreen thing in there. And yeah, whatever, talking shit now. Right, and there we are. That's it really. I mean, it was a bit fiddly to get in, so I couldn't really film it. A lot of fiddling about, so that's fun. I'm going to start the engine because I'm going to go in a minute anyway. So I'll need to do some setting up and all that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean, it looks all right. It looks a bit out of place. It's a bit bulgy here and things, but right. It's been a couple of weeks with this thing now. I thought I'd give an update because, well, last time I did one of these, I did it for Mercedes. I fitted it, did the video and sent it out, and then I had loads of questions following up. What's it been like to live with, etc. And I never did a video on that before I sold the car, so I thought I'd do one on this, let you know what I've done to it, how I've made it work a bit better for me, etc, etc. Still got the missing blanks here, but it did come with them. I just missed them in the packet, so next time I take this off, I'll probably put those in just to blank those holes off, or maybe do something fancy with the USB. Anyway, I've been using this car a fair amount the last couple of weeks, so I've got used to this unit quite quickly. Let me just fire her up and we can play around. Well, first thing I did was I've changed the car loader software on there, mainly because the standard system that it came with I didn't like. A bit slow this morning. It's not normally this slow, but hey. And a lot of reflections, which you don't see as much in person, I will say. Okay, so this is the car loader I'm using. I'll put a link down below. You do have to pay for it. You can trial it first and then use it, but yeah, you do have to pay for it eventually, but it's like £2, so I was pretty happy with this. You can go in here and sort of change what different buttons do. So I've got Waze on there. One thing I found, Waze just crashes when you open it. I don't think this particular model is powerful enough to run all the bits and Ways. It's quite a slow model. It's just one I got off Amazon. If you go onto like AliExpress, there's loads more different options, and you can pay a bit more and get one with more memory, more RAM, etc., a more powerful system. But yeah, watch what happens when I go to Waze on this. It gets to the map, it does this, and then it will just quit out eventually, I think. There you go. So it doesn't like Waze. However, Carplay does work. I have just lost my phone down the side of the car. Bluetooth on my phone now. I just turned it off. That was silly. So yeah, the Bluetooth actually connects to the unit very quickly, but the app that you use for CarPlay on this, which you'll see in the last part of the video, the Z-Link is what it's called. I was struggling to find it, but I found it very quickly once I just stopped being an idiot. You'll see in a minute it will come up with a connecting thing. Because I've just turned Bluetooth on, it might take a bit longer than normal, but yeah, it's usually about 10 to 20 seconds for it to just completely pair with Bluetooth and CarPlay. So yeah, there you go. We're in there, and it's working quite well, I would say. So yeah, Waze obviously works on this, so it doesn't really matter that it doesn't work on the other system. But yeah, I mean, overall I'm pretty happy. I would probably like to think that I would next time go for a more powerful option, as in speed, gigahertz, whatever they call it on in Android land. I think they just call it G-Gig. There's a gig that's the internal memory, and then there's a gig that's the RAM/ROM. So yeah, I don't know which way around they do it, but either way, it's yeah, it's a bit slower, this one. You can probably get faster ones. It's okay, it works for me absolutely fine. I've been using it about every day recently, so it's been very good. I'm actually plugged into the unit, the camera at the moment, because the battery just died. Anyway, yeah, as I say, Waze all works good. I really like this home page. You can change everything on here. I mean, I can change that so it's showing like a logo or whatever. You go into your settings, you can edit the theme, you can change what car you've got. Yeah, it's all pretty nice, and I quite like it. It's a simplified unit. I mean, it still looks quite big in here, but yeah, so I'd definitely recommend getting this loader, and yeah, you can just find that on the Android store, I think. But overall, it's a really nice upgrade. The connectivity is good, the sound's good, no real issues to report. Sometimes the radio in China, I don't think they have like the automatic frequency thing normally, so sometimes it can fall off, but I don't listen to radio very much, so I don't really care about that.
and then usually you just press one button and it fixes itself, so that's not a big issue. The equalizer is a bit overcomplicated as it isn't all of these things, so trying to get it just right for your speakers could be a bit of a pain. It's just something I found, but again, I got it to work quite well. It seems to sound alright, so but yeah, that's about it for me on this one. If you have any questions, just drop me a comment below. You can see me in the reflection. I promise it's not as this reflective from where I'm sitting. I don't know why it looks like this on camera, but yeah, thanks for watching. Please do like, subscribe, and all that other YouTubey crap. See you soon.